All right, so happy today to be joined by Arnold Barboza Jr., the undefeated 140-pounder, who this past weekend went to Vegas, right, to watch Teofimo Lopez get a knockout victory over Pedro Campa. Arnold, what did you think of that outcome? And let's be honest, I mean, let's cut right to the chase. Do you think that you'll be Teofimo's next opponent, December 10th at Madison Square Garden?
We're not sure yet. There hasn't been no talks or anything yet, but hopefully, I mean, that's the plan, right? That's what we want. I don't necessarily think he wants that fight, but I mean, I think it's the only fight that makes sense for him right now, and for me as well. So I'm hoping that that they put the pressure on him to take the fight.
Yeah, elaborate on that for a couple points. First of all, why do you think he would be hesitant to take the fight against you?
I just think listen, you know, I ain't Pedro Campo. Pedro Campo ain't me, right? And I don't, I think Pedro Campo was a perfect opponent for him, but I just don't think he'll take it, man. It's too much of a dangerous fight for him. I just think that, he's gonna try to jump up, to fight, for a belt. But I mean, in reality, I think that's all, it's all. There's already people fighting for him or are gonna fight for him. So there's no other fight that makes sense right now other than me, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Now, and it does make perfect sense. I mean, it's an easy fight to make since you guys are both in the top rank stable, right? Have the guys from top rank given you any indication that look, this is the fight we're going to be pushing Tio to take?
Well, we haven't. We talked to some people, and that's the objective, and but the thing is, we tried this before, and he just I don't know, he just was playing games and didn't, that's why I was inactive for so long. I was waiting for him, but I'm not gonna wait anymore, man. We're just, I want the fight. We're gonna try to make it happen. I know my manager's gonna be on it and make it happen. If he's not already doing it, and yeah, man. So I think that fight has to happen.
Yeah, it makes all the sense in the world because, like you said, he is pretty much locked out of any shot at a belt. We know that Josh Taylor has a fight scheduled. The Prograis and Zabeta are going to be fighting each other this fall. Even like the possibility of fighting Gervonta Davis just seems so far fetched at this time. So it makes all the sense in the world. I really hope you get there. What's it like for you to be in that position? Can you imagine? I mean, I've covered several of those fights at Madison Square Garden on Heisman Saturday, and there's so much electricity in that building. Can you imagine you making it to that moment?
Man, that would be exciting. I got my first taste of like a sold out crowd, and it was just all there for me, and it was just amazing, man. The atmosphere was just electric. So I just can't even imagine, how it would be in New York. And then plus, I'm like going into enemy territory, right? I'm not, I am from this, so that would give me extra motivation, extra push, man. I've always wanted to be such a big underdog in fights like that, man. I always wanted to do that. So hopefully the opportunity does present itself.
Yeah, East Coast, West Coast, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, look at because I was looking at your resume, and it's like the stops that you've had to make along the way, whether it be in Glendale or Studio City, you've really cut your teeth in the tough Southern California boxing scene, which we know is probably the most demanding out of all the states. This is really the top notch fights, for young pros who are trying to navigate their way through. It's not like you had an Olympic medal dangling around your neck. You had to do this the hard way and really take on some guys that were some tough customers. Can you elaborate on how that has brought you to this point?
You know what? I take a lot of pride in that. Like you said, we started from the Unimas days. That was a while back, and we made it through a lot. We made it through a lot. We beat some pretty good guys. I feel like the title shot has been a long way overdue. Like I said, if I can't get a title shot, then Teofimo is the only guy that I think makes sense for me right now too as well. It was almost like, the Salcedo fight, it was like we both kind of needed each other, and, I've been beating ranked opponents, for a while now. And so, man, listen, I'm just, I'm happy that my career turned out the way it did, because, like you said, Southern California, man, is crazy, man. They demand a lot from you out here, man. So, I'm just very happy. I'm excited. I don't really know if Tio wants it, but hopefully they put pressure on him.
Yeah, I mean, I think like it's not a criticism, but you look at your record, 27-0 with 10 knockouts, and I think you want to say, or at least anyone would want to say, like, hey, why don't you have more knockouts? But I think that's a result of it. I mean, you've had these tough fights where they really did kind of throw you to the wolves as you were raising your way through this, through this area. Do you think that building your boxing has made that actually your greatest asset and your greatest strength as you would head into a Lopez fight? Would that actually be your path to victory, that you can outbox this guy?
Yeah. You know what? I think that I can. Like I say, I take a lot of pride in being an overall good fighter. I can really stay in there and bang. And I can really box. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that I always have a plan A, plan B, plan C, D, whatever you want. I have it all. So I think I can adjust really good in a fight. So it just depends on where I see how I see the fight going and what I want to do. I always make fights the way I want. And then people, yeah, they talk about the power, but I mean, at the end of the day, you look at everyone that I fight, there's no one that just doesn't respect my power. You know what I mean? They do respect it. So as long as, like I said, as long as I get the respect, that's all that matters to me. And I know that the fight will be my way.
Do you know Teofimo at all? Have you guys ever crossed paths? Have any conversations at all?
Yeah, we before he fought Loma, we actually I think I remember talking to him one time on the phone with someone. I think my boy Frank called him, and he said good luck or whatever. But like I said, he was always a cool dude. In the beginning, but then after like that Loma fight, after he started talking all this nonsense, like crazy stuff, and then especially when his dad brought my name up, that's when everything started. So it's kind of like his dad has to, he has to pay for the sins of his father. You know what I'm saying? Because his dad's the one that talks a lot, man. So, but yeah, like I said, look, I respect Teofimo as a fighter. I always will. I respect anybody that gets in the ring. But just, you know, as a person, him and his pops, they just need to work on a lot of things. I think, and it's just, they're very disrespectful. So I just think that, a fight, needs to happen because I legit want to get my hands on them. So it's not like this is a game to me. I'm not doing this for social media. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
What did he or his father say that really kind of got under your skin?
Well, I remember they first when they after they lost Cambosa's fight, and I know before that actually, was that? Yeah, I think it was after the Cambosa's fight. Like, someone sent me a video. They're right next to him, and he was saying like, "Oh, we're gonna fight Barboza in January." And then they also interviewed him after he called me a tuna. Oh, we're gonna have a
Oh, that's
tuna
right.
fight. And we're gonna fight Barboza. So that was like done. I was like, you know what, like that was the last draw for me. I was like, man. Like I even sent him a personal message and he didn't respond. And then I had to jump like he was on a podcast, so I called in. That's the only way I could get a hold of him because it's better that than in person. So yeah, man. I just find it very disrespectful. Like how are you gonna disrespect someone? Like me. That's at the time I was like 26-0 or 25-0, and just brushed me off. Like I never, the heck, I haven't done anything. So that kind of like really got me going.
He's been through a lot, obviously, in the last year plus. What did you think of how he performed in the ring on Saturday night?
Listen, I think I think we all go through a lot, in life. I mean, everybody. It's not just
Yeah.
him. He just puts his business out there. We don't. Certain people do, certain people don't. But listen, I think that he had a decent performance. But I just seen so much in that fight that I was just like, man, at 140 maybe it's not for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just don't think that. I just think he's too small, too slow. I don't think that the power's gonna transfer over. And like I said, we'll see when he fights someone a little bit more caliber. A little higher caliber. So we'll see, man. Like I said, it'll be an exciting fight. I know we'll both give a great fight. But I want him bad. So hopefully Top Rank puts pressure on this kid.
Former champion at 140, Adrian Broner, just had to step aside from his fight, also citing some, mental health issues that he was going through. Can you, as a boxer, relate? I mean, we know that boxing is the loneliest sport.
Hmm.
Can you relate to, these trials that some of these fighters have gone through very publicly, and said like, hey, this is a tough game, it's a tough business, and it's hard to get back up in that ring each and every time.
Yeah, I kind of, I mean, I didn't go through it like really bad, but I almost, not a lot of people know this, but I kind of like didn't want to fight anymore. When I was ranked like number 2 by WBO, and then my ranking just dropped. They dropped me to like 8, and then they moved Teofimo number 2, and then it was just like what the hell is going on? Like I worked so hard my whole life to get to this point, and then like you're just gonna do that to me, like I was hurt, man. I was mad. Like I was like, man, why am I even doing this? Like, am I ever gonna get a shot? Like, they just playing with me too much, man. So I kind of like really didn't, it took me like, it took me a little while to like just like to find that motivation again, and then and then once I got the call that we're gonna fight main event, and and our back kind of at home, I just said, what, I'm not gonna worry about stuff I can't control, so I'm just gonna worry about what I can. That's fighting. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna get my money, take care of my family, and and just roll with the punches, I guess, man. Because at the end of the day, I can't control none of that stuff, I guess. So yeah, I can kind of relate to a little bit stuff like that, but at the end of the day, man, you gotta be strong about it. There's a lot that's expected out of us, especially at a certain level, and I think that that as a person, especially if you have kids and stuff, you can't really let that affect you too much, because you still got other people that are looking up to you,
Yeah.
So I wish Adrian Broner the best, man. I wish hopefully he gets better, and I think he will. And I mean, you've seen it happen to quite a few boxers lately.
Yeah, absolutely. Last thing, as we leave you, I know you're probably going to place yourself here at number 1, so I'll just say, who do you see as number 2 at 140? But 140 is so damn deep. I mean, when you've got Josh Taylor, Prograis, Jose Ramirez, the likes of Gervonta fighting there. Ryan Garcia is talking about coming up to 140. Who do you think is the best at 140 right now, champion or not?
Well, of course, it's it's me, and then after me is gonna be like you can't ignore Josh Taylor's resume, right? He's undisputed, so you got to put him at number 2, and then I think Regis, Ramirez, or Regis or Ramirez are like right, it could be either one, but man, it's just, and then Cepeda, my boy Cepeda's good, man, and it's just, man, it's so stacked, so crazy, so I just think pretty soon everyone's gonna start fighting each other, man. It's gonna be this big old tournament.
I saw that you had a conversation with Mark Davis, the Raiders owner, while you were there in Las Vegas on Saturday, and you said, hold a place for me in the future at Allegiant Stadium. I mean, this division is so tough, and all these big fights are coming, hopefully anyway. Do you really foresee that you could get to your fight to one of those major stages in Las Vegas one day?
Man, I hope so. You know what? Look, I've been a Raiders fan my whole life. My pops is a Raiders fan. He used to take me to like 2 games a year. I took my son to 2 games a year, even when they were in Oakland. One in Oakland and one out here. So I've been a diehard Raiders fan my whole life. So just to get to, I don't really ask a lot of people for pictures, man. I really don't, and just to see him there, I was like, oh man, like, man, this is cool, So I told him, hey, I was like, I'm gonna sell that out one day. He's like, let's do it, and I was like, all right, let's do it. So hopefully, man, a big fight, can be there one day. One of these days, it'll be a dream.
It is a great dream. Arnold Barboza Jr., thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it, and good luck getting that fight December 10th at MSG.
Thank you.
All right, buddy.